There we go. How's that? Better. Now talk.
How's that? Is there sound, everybody?
There you go. It was my OBS. Technical difficulty. Watch out. Is that gone? OBS is froze too. Damn OBS.
We have sound.
Yeah. Let me start OBS over again. Man, I don't want to, but see, because everything's frozen on the video. So let me start OBS over again. Stop recording. I'll be right back, everybody. Be right back. All right, it should pick up and start streaming as soon as it grabs it. It might take just a little bit.
Yeah, you said you were having trouble with your internet this morning?
Yeah. It's damn OBS, man.
Dang internet.
Yep. That's all right. Hell. Hold
Well,
on.
you figure first show of the year, there's got to be a problem.
Hell yeah.
If we don't have a problem, we can't be like Black Cat Whiteface.
Yeah,
Yeah, right?
there it is. Okay, now it's streaming. There we go.
There we go.
Now it's streaming. OBS and everything. Yeah, it's the first of the year. Everything's all messing up. Hell. Let me minimize my Zoom over here. Minimize OBS. Oh, yeah. Sorry about that, everybody. Just a little technical difficulty. But we'll make it through it. And sorry about the volume at the beginning. Hey, it's the first of the year. The hell yeah, man. Coil Building 101, everybody. Hell yeah.
Super nerd in the house.
Hell yeah. There we go. So no, I gotta keep an eye on that OBS. Let me bring it up to make sure. So when we do share screen, I can, adjust it accordingly. And I asked Pippa if she could put out like a video how to use Zoom to just go straight from Zoom to YouTube with the paid pro account, which we got for this month, And next month, I don't know. I mean, if I get a few donations or something, that's what I'll pay $15, to keep doing the live streams if y'all like them, everybody out there that's watching. A little bit of help all the time, help support us, We're going to give you a lot of good information today. A lot. I hope y'all all can soak it in.
Subaru said his Pulse X G10 kit got shipped today. That's good.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. So, Krono, what you vaping on right now? What kind of coil? What ohm is it at? What device are you vaping it on? And what batteries?
I'm vaping my C4. I'm using the Oni coil that it came with. It's all Nichrome 80. I forget what exactly it is, the fuse Clapton. But I'm vaping my chocolate milk thing recipe. It's ohmed out at 0.20 on my homework battery. Is it homework? Yeah, homework. Like, yeah.
Show everybody on the camera.
This battery right here. Homework.
Okay.
Yeah.
What does it say on your battery? 25 amp? Does it say 25 amp on it or what? And how many milliamp battery is that one saying?
2531.
Well, that's just your serial number. Look for your volt. It'd be your amp be 25 or 30.
No, this one lies. It says 40.6.
Oh, okay. I heard that, man. You can't trust them battery wraps for real. Can you, Scott?
Oh, hell no. Especially if they're a rewrap.
I heard that. See, you could be buying batteries online and be getting old ass batteries from computers. Yes, the back of them laptops have batteries in them, 18650 batteries, and they just shave the solder off, rewrap it, and sell you old batteries they've gotten out of the garbage can from behind, businesses like, what's that big computer, the Geek Vape people, whatever. I mean, not Geek Vape, oh, shoot.
Country Living in the house.
What's up, Country Living? What's up, big dude? Man, I'd love to talk with you, man. Hell yeah, me and you get along good with them recipes for real.
They
Yeah,
also take batteries out of the cordless drills.
yeah. Hey, Country, I
Yeah.
still haven't mixed up that blueberry one yet because I haven't had time, but I'm dang sure gonna give it a go because you're using the same old ingredients that I'm using. I'm telling you, I'm loving it, man. Loving it. Welcome, man. Hell yeah.
What else you vaping on, Matt?
It's my Geek Vape Nova that I just got, and I wanted to go old school. And I got the Tugboat V2. This one got my braided coils in it. 5 wraps, ohming out at 0.18 dual coil.
Nichrome 80.
No, this is 28 gauge, 3 strands of 28 gauge stainless steel.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Now, Scott, me and you can tell him right quick. I bet that thing gets hot real quick, don't it?
Hello there, Mrs. Hippy.
Huh?
Mrs. Hippy's in the house.
Mississippi. Where's Mississippi? Where's Mississippi?
Mrs. Hippy.
Oh, Mississippi. I see her now. What's up, baby?
Not Mississippi.
Not Mississippi, Mrs. Hippy.
That's y'all's northern accent. I can't understand it sometimes. Y'all probably can't understand my southern accent sometimes.
Oh, we can understand that. You just can't understand us Pennsylvanians.
Pennsylvanians. Hell yeah, man. Man, we stayed up late last night watching the daggone national championship, Alabama and Clemson. I mean, it's like
Clemson.
Alabama didn't even show up to play, man. I don't know what their problem is. And I'm a big Auburn fan. My wife, she's an Alabama fan, diehard. And I was rooting for Alabama last night. But man, I tell you what, Clemson put an ass whooping on Alabama like that. I'm telling you.
Wasn't it like 44-16 or something like that?
Yeah. And they're already coming out with rankings saying that Alabama and Clemson are going to be in number 1 and number 2 spot already, but it's still too early for them rankings to come out. But yeah, we stayed up late last night. Our bedtime like 9 o'clock. We stayed up till like 12.
I stayed up late last night too, Tony. All night.
Hell yeah. I bet hey Krono, does your cap get hot real quick if you chain vape on it?
It probably would, but I don't really chain vape this too much. I hit it like once, then let it sit for 30 seconds a minute.
Okay. Scott, tell him a little bit about that stainless steel that I taught you about.
And it ramps up a lot quicker. Ramps up
I did
quicker.
notice that with it.
And it's also got a lot lower ohm than Nichrome 80 does. So you got to watch. You could build something that would be 0.25 with Nichrome 80, but you'd be like 0.12 with stainless. So you got to watch that.
Yep.
You have one of the ohm testers, Krono?
Yeah.
All right.
It's good to have an ohm tester so you can read your ohm.
Then sometimes you use your ohm tester and you put it on a mod that's regulated and it don't match. Might be 1 or 2 higher or lower.
I got the 521 mini. This guy.
There you go. Now, you got to be careful on that if you're using stainless steel and you're going for your colors, to try to get them blues, purples, oranges, reds, and stuff. You got to be careful on that little ohm reader because when you're firing up stainless steel and you want to get the colors, I think, in my opinion, it's best to do it on, like I
A
use
regulated
that.
mod.
Yeah, I use my old RX 200 because it's
That's what I
heavy.
got.
It's a flat base. Yeah, that's mine too. I just got the plastic cover that Krono sent me.
Or the
rubber
Boo
cover.
I use.
But yeah, I use it. It reads right. It's heavy. It's good to build on, and you can put it down real low, and hit them watts real slow and tap that
Yep.
button. Just tap it. Now, go ahead, Scott.
Just start at like 15 or 20 on it when you're bumping it, and then just pump it real easy.
Yeah, I put out that video in Hippy Vapes group showing how to pulse stainless steel wire to get the color. You know, you gotta tap it, you know. Now, one thing I do want to say, every single device and every single RDA, RTA, every one of them are going to be different. So you could take the same coil, like let's say a fused Clapton Nichrome 80 build, okay? Just a simple build, and you put that build in the wasp, and then you take that same build and put it in, like let's say the Drop Solo, the Hadley, or just any of them, the Dead Rabbit, whatever. They're all going to taste different, and they are going to ohm out a little different even. So when you're building coils, you build for what device you're putting that coil on. And once you've figured out the sweet spot on your voltage, not your watt, your voltage. Like right now, I've got that coil I built just the other day. It was a 326 gauge Nichrome 80s with a 34 gauge stainless steel wrap at 3.3 volts, and this sucker fires up just instant, man, just boom, banging. But you know, you put that build in a different device, like let's say a parallel box mod or something, it's going to hit a little different, you know. So you're basically building for that device, and once you figure out what coil is the best flavor, then that's where you stick with that build for that dripper or RTA and such. So everything you build is going to be different.
And sometimes too, you might build a coil on your below. It'll be 0.15. You could turn around, put it on your Vupu, and it might be 0.18. Using the same exact dripper, just on a different mod, it'll make a difference too.
Yep.
Not always the same.
Yeah, because all devices read them. I mean, they're close, but they'll read them a little different, you know, every device. Like, seriously, for a new beginner, just take you like a 22 gauge Nichrome 80, which is a thick wire. Now, gauges on wires, the lower the number, the bigger the wire is. The higher the number, the finer that wire gets. And for just a simple coil to build, doesn't take that daggone long at all. Take your coil jig, just put it right in. I don't even put mine in the hole hardly anymore. You know, I just go with the flow. I just wrap it. It's just 5 wraps. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just like that. 5 wraps. Then you take it, you pull it off, flip it around, put it right back on. Wait, let me grab my pliers. Because I'm actually going to put this on a device today and show y'all that just a single wire will blow your mind. You take it, you hold your thumb on the other leg, and you pull to tighten it up, and you'll straighten everything up. You pull the other side, straighten everything up, so y'all can see. Now I'm going to stretch it out a little bit to space it. I'm going to pull those wires apart, and there's some thick wire, that 22 gauge. So spread each one out, and then just push it, let go, and you got a perfect daggone coil every single time. Perfect. See what I'm talking about? And then you just take your clippers and cut. And hold on to the other part of your wire so it don't fly all over the room, people. Because you step on that sucker your wife's gonna kill you,
Or
or you,
one of the
yeah,
kids get it in their foot.
yeah, your kids will get it in your foot. You'll step on it. I'm telling you, it ain't fun. And sometimes when you're cutting the wire, it'll stick in your finger even.
Yeah, that happened to me already.
Yeah.
Sub Vapes is saying we need some close-ups.
Okay.
Vaping Hick in the house. Ashley in the house.
Well, it's just really, if you count the top, you can count 5. And if you flip the legs over and you look at the bottom of the coil, right here, there'll be 4 wraps, you see? But we call that a 5 wrap. Technically, on Vape Tool, it will tell you that this is a 4 wrap. Well, it would be a 5 wrap because you count each leg length is half a wrap. So you count that as 1 wrap, you see. But to simplify everything, if I say like 5 on top, 4 on bottom, you'll know. That's 5 wrap. Now, on a wasp, which I think I might actually put that sucker in the wasp. I don't know. Let me think here. I'll put it in this little Entheon. Nah, I need something that'll really pop good. I want something for
Michael
flavor.
Morris is asking about the wire I posted on your group.
What's up, Michael Morris? What's up? What's up, man? Ashley, what's up? What's up, Ashley? Oh, yeah.
I actually do. I actually have that in my rebirth that I just got yesterday. I'm actually gonna share the screen so I can actually show you this coil in the RDA.
All right, go for it.
Okay, now let me get this over here so I can see. Is that sharing?
Yeah.
There it goes.
Yeah, it's sure.
All right. This coil is actually a pretty easy coil for anybody to actually build because all it is actually is just 4 strands of 28 gauge nichrome 80. You just take the 4 strands. When you put them in your drill, you want to make sure they're side by side and you twist them. But you don't want to twist them too real tight, but you want them not to be too loose. Then you just tap them flat on a solid surface with a little hammer. And you do the one side, it'll actually curl one way or another. But when you flip it over and you do the other side, it'll actually straighten itself out. And these ones here, I actually did twice on each side. And I did a 5 wrap with it. It actually ohmed out at a 0.15. And I'm actually vaping it at 72 watts at 3.41 amps or volts rather. Sorry, but I'm getting great flavor out of this.
Oh yeah. Now another little thing too, Matt, that whenever you have a dual coil, he said it was 0.1 what, Scott?
With a dual coil, it's 0.16.
Okay. So if you were doing, you got to get this in your mind. If it's a single coil, you would double that. So it would be about a 0.3 for a single coil, which is still an awesome vape. A beginner, in my opinion, should start out with Kanthal wire. It's more easy to work with. There's more leeway of mistakes. It's cheap, and there's nothing wrong with Kanthal. It's just Kanthal has a higher resistance. So when you build with Kanthal, your coils, are going to be higher than stainless steel and nichrome 80 because they have that such low resistance to the wire itself. So keep that in mind. If you got dual coil or single coil, that's just how you average it out. If it's 0.15 for a dual coil, you single coil, it'd be 0.3 ohm or close or around there.
Yeah.
Scott was just showing that twisted wire.
Because another thing I was watching too, a lot of times you got to watch the videos other people have on these. Because I was looking for different videos for making coils for the cricket, and there's some real nimrods on there. Hate to say it, but there's one person that was on there. He actually wrapped the coil. He said it's going to be 0.38. And he actually did 14 wraps of 14 gauge or 24 gauge Canthal. In 14 wraps or 24 gauge Canthal, you're going to be 1.27. And he has in there that he's at 0.38, actually showing it on his ohm meter. So I don't know how he got that, and I actually asked him that, and he hasn't gotten back to me yet. Then there's another guy, he's actually vaping 0.13 dual coils on a cricket, and that's getting dangerous on a series mod. They recommend you stay between 40 at the lowest, but try to stay about 45 to 6.60. And these guys are gonna hurt themselves. And new people see this, they get these mods, and they're gonna end up blowing up in their hands.
For sure, for sure. You dang sure got to know your Ohm's law, and a good person. Tell them, Scott. Tell them who it is. You know who it is.
I didn't actually even put his name down.
Battery Mooch. Man, I
Yeah,
love Battery
yeah.
Mooch.
Follow Battery Mooch. Any
Battery
questions? You
Mooch.
could ask him a question. He'll get back to you within a day on the answer, whatever you would like.
Oh, yeah. Battery Mooch, he'll tell you about your batteries. Like these are the HG2s, 3,000 mile, 3.7 volt, 18650. You know, supposed to be a 25 amp battery, or 30 amp is what they're saying. But the HG2s aren't bad. They're good batteries. They're not bad. But in my opinion, I like those Sony VCT5As. Those are the best battery you can buy. They push out the right voltage of what the battery says. But there are fakes out there, so you've got to order them from a reputable person. You know, so make sure you get some decent batteries.
Yeah, because 18650s, I use the VTC 5As. My 2700s, I use the iJoys. My 21700s, I'm using the iJoys, but I plan on getting the 30Ts because they hit harder.
Yeah. I got to order me some more batteries too. I got to order some more Sony VCT5s. I got the VCT6As, and I can already tell they're not bad, but it's not pushing like some of even my HG brownies. They're not a bad battery either.
Brownies.
Yeah. Those are cheap and inexpensive. Now, if you look up a battery like the Sony VCT5As and it's saying you can get 4 of them for $20, I'd be looking at
They're
that
fake.
again. I'd be looking
Or
at that.
lower. I've seen some on eBay you could get 4 for like $13. You know they ain't authentic.
Exactly. I heard that. So, batteries first, then you build your wire according to what device. And like Scott was at, like, I just got a brand new drill for Christmas, man. Hell yeah. Now, if you notice on a drill, when you sit it on the table, you see how this is angled? All right. So when you're flat on the table, your wire is going to be bending down, going to wherever your thing is, and you're constantly going to be breaking your wire at the chuck of your drill. You've got to get that drill or find a drill so if it sits down, that it's flat and straight across, you see, or you will have kinks and everything all in your wire and it'll break. So I lay mine flat, I'll show you. I lay mine flat Let me move my light out of the way. See, I got this over here where I've got my swivels. I got ball bearing swivels on here, 2 of them. So ball bearing swivels will not kink up on you. It'll ride your uh, wire while it's spinning real smooth. And the reason why I got 2 of them on there, just in case if one messes up, the other one's still going to keep going. And it helps with your inner core so it won't twist on you when you're wrapping, like, like I taught both you guys. Scott sent me some of these spool tamers, and it was on after that. And I just put, hey baby, it's on the bed. I put a paper clip underneath the spool tamer. Now, one thing about this, whenever you got spool tamer on and you're wrapping your Clapton, you got your 2 fused Claptons, you got your fused Clapton, you just fold it over, stick it in the drill, run it down until you get to the very end where you folded it, and make it as tight as you can all the way down to where your swivels are at. Then you wrap this around that leg link that sticks out of the chuck of the drill and just let it go. I mean, and make sure it's not too tight. If it's too tight and you can't lift up on your thing, it will start overlapping on itself. You want it to be tight enough to where it'll spin as you pull it out. And that's the simple, easiest way anyone could do a fused Clapton. You remember these old ones I made, Scott? Remember these?
I got 3 of them.
I got like about 8 of them in there. I don't even use them anymore. I just use the spool tamers for Claptons or anything. But when you're doing 3-core and 4-core, you have to learn how to do it freehand. And when you do freehand, you got to hold it like this lightly. You can't pull too much pressure on that wire. You keep your core wires tight, but not too tight. And just let it follow and hold it you'll see the angle, and you can just go slow when you're starting out, and it'll just go straight right along. You'll be impressed how easy it really is. And
them spool tamers, if you got them adjusted right, actually, when you first start out, you wouldn't even have to hold your wire. You can actually take it right up to the wire and pull your drill, and it'll actually feed itself right down the wire.
Yep. That's another way, holding the wire up there right at your core wires. Your finger with your fingernail on it, and it'll go straight down it, man. So no. Scott, tell a few tricks that you've learned and stuff about coil building, like Claptons and stuff.
Well, I actually learned from Tony to start with. He got me started with the Canthal 26 gauge or 24 gauge, just the normal wrap. Then he got me into stainless steel because he tried it. I got into that. But then he got me into doing the Clapton, fused Clapton. Then I started experimenting on my own. I tried Nichrome 80, got him to try it. Now we both use that, but I do different types. I've done braids. This new one that I did, I've actually done a paralleled Clapton that's actually twisted afterwards that I posted on Tony's page in that, where it's actually 2 Claptons side by sides twisted. Then it's got a piece of Nichrome 80 on every other twist. And the other one I had posted was another one I did. That's a winch. So it's parallel wires. So you got 3 wraps in the middle, and there's 2 wraps on each side. And the ones that are on the outside, you actually twist them, so it looks like a winch spool. And I haven't found any that don't vape right. And I can't say I don't get flavor out of, because the more grooves and crevices you have, the more juice you got in there, so the more flavor you're going to get. And this other one that I just showed earlier, that one there is actually a cloud chasing coil, because you got the grooves in there, and you get good vape out of that. You'll actually get a good cloud.
Hell yeah.
It's for clouds, but you get good flavor out of it too.
Yeah, Matt, I know that you're a cloud chucker. It seems like your age group in your 30s and stuff, y'all love that cloud chasing. Now, I know everybody sees me with blowing big clouds and stuff. I'm not really sucking in that hard. It's a tight restrictive, like even on this Hadley, man. Single coil. And watch it, the vapor production. Make sure I got some juice on it. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to dry hit. That
Yeah.
sucks.
I heard that. So watch this. I mean, just a slow pull and watch how much vapor on a single coil Hadley. Restricted now. And I'm
That's like
barely even drawing in. And it's like if I take like the Dead Rabbit single coil, for instance, where is it at? Like this, is a little, let's see, I've got it at 50 watts, 3.4 volts, owned out at 0.23. And if I'm not mistaken, this is, let me bring this back down. Yeah, this is the 4-core Alien with the square wire that I learned from Black Cat Whiteface. Once I learned how to seen that and I won coils from Black Cat Whiteface and tried them, shoot, I had to go out and buy that daggone wire and build my own. I tell you what, the Alien, just don't even worry about it right yet. If you're new and a beginner, once you get your Clapton and your freehand, where you're comfortable freehanding it, without the spool tamers on it, and you're freehanding your like fused Claptons. Once you learn and get that freehand down, you'll learn more and you'll get more comfortable with it to where you can do the aliens. You don't have to start out real big because just a twisted wire, 26, 24 twisted, whatever, vape's awesome. Just a twisted wire. You don't have to be all fancy. You're going for flavor. And it still puts out cloud production like crazy, don't it, Scott?
yeah. Michael Morris asked a question. He says, "Simple Vapes, what size of Nichrome 80 should I buy if I want to get one roll?" I told him, I said, it
26.
depends on what you're building, basically what you use most.
Nichrome 80, probably a 24 or 26 gauge to start out with.
Yeah, that's why I said it depends on what he's building, basically what he uses most for what he does.
Yeah. And if you haven't downloaded Vape Tool on your phone, where is my phone? Vape Tool is the one that's got the little blue coil on it. That's Vape Tool. Okay, that's the one you want to download on your phone for your coil calculator. It even has a e-juice calculator and will save all your recipes on that app right there, Vape Tool.
That
Another
app also has information on your batteries too.
batteries, it has information on what wattage you can vape it
Yeah.
at. It's very, very helpful. You can change your volts like based on 3.7 or 4.1. And this is the free version. You can change it to 3.4
Yeah.
volts just to see how many wraps and what it would be at, what your temperature would be at. Now, I do suggest buying the Pro version. And Scott, how much did you say it was to get the Pro on the Vape Tool?
$4.99.
Yeah. See what I'm saying? You can't build it then. I mean, you can't beat it. Then you can do all the fancy wires later on. But for right now, as a beginner, get the free version. You can do everything all the way up to a fused Clapton, I think. Ain't it?
Yeah,
Sure?
the free one does your normal, your parallel, twisted, a Clapton, fused Clapton, and there's another one in there. But then when you get the pro version, then you could do your aliens, you could do your juggernauts. There's different ones in there, and you can actually do custom builds too.
Hell yeah.
And that app also has in there for Ohm's law too.
Yep. That's why I like that. That vape tool. Another tool you can use is your Steam Engine. Steam Engine is another app that you can put on your phone. I had it way back in the day, but for some reason it was harder to read and understand than the vape tool to me. So I stuck with the vape tool.
And Michael, when you're using your, you said you're using the stainless. Your stainless will actually ohm out lower than nichrome 80. Because some builds you could build it would be like 0.25 with nichrome, but it might be 0.13 with stainless. So that's another thing with that. But if you download that in your phone or on your computer, that vape tool, you can you can put in there what type of wire you're using, whether it's Canthal, nichrome 80, nichrome 90, stainless steel 316 L. It asks you what kind of wire you're going to use, so that helps too. And you can put in a number amount of wraps you want, so you can tell what ohms you're at and what power you're going to use, so you're not overloading your batteries on the amps.
Yeah, and a coil build will, the size and what coil you put in device will, alter how long your battery life will last.
Yeah.
Some of your bigger builds, they'll drain your batteries real quick. You'll be changing batteries left and right and be like, well, that gone. I don't like changing my batteries. So that's when you go back and you start building for your battery and what device you're using it in. So you can bring them watts and them volts down. You don't have to vape that high. So like Krono, you cloud chuck big time. So you're vaping at that higher wattage, like a 4.1 probably, or 3.7.
Nope.
Well, not in
Nope.
that device, but your dual coils.
I usually vape at like 2.8 volts. That's it.
Okay, all right. Well, I've seen you on them big devices.
I'm the higher volt.
Yeah. Yeah, I love keeping it low.
This one 3.07 volts.
There you go.
I usually stay pretty low. I like my batteries lasting a while.
And you're still getting a good vape. Now, every once in a while, I'll turn mine up to 4.1. It just all depends on the build you put in. Like if I put in a big beefy coil that's ohming like about 0.15, I might have to ramp it up to like 3.7 volts, Like for instance, that one I built the other day on Facebook, it's a 3-core nichrome 80. Well, it won't focus. With a 34 gauge stainless steel outer wrap because I was going for the color, and it ohmed out at 0.19, and like I said, 3.3 volts is what I'm vaping at, 60 watts, and that sucker hits like a champ. But it's going to use my batteries up real quick too. Well, this device, the Aegis Legend, I can usually get, after I updated it, I can get like maybe 400 puffs before I have to change the batteries out in this device. It will suck.
Yeah, I was going to ask if you updated that because I heard that it chews through batteries before you update it.
Yeah, well, it doubles your battery life after you update it. I mean, when I first got it in, if I got this for, my wife gave me this and it was a surprise. I didn't even know this one was coming. She had it hidden for 6 months, man.
Wow.
6 months and didn't even tell me about it. Daggone it. But I got it and did some research on it because you know it's one of them indestructible. I mean, you can tear it up, but if you're real clumsy, yeah, this one, you know, it hits the floor, it ain't gonna damage.
Yeah,
It's waterproof, yeah, but it's
yeah, I got the
it's
Christmas
heavy.
version coming.
It's heavy. I mean, it's like a brick. It's heavy. It's well built, but you know, it's not a bad vape, not a bad mod. Then I got oh, there it is. Then I got this from my stepsister, the Pulse 80, the old Pulse 80. You know, with 2700 iJoy batteries in it. You know, uh,
Same thing here.
and see, uh, yeah, I love the Pulse 80. It's just so freaking awesome to vape on. And with this little refill thing, if you know what you're doing, it's so daggone easy. You take care of this, you know, you won't have no leaks and everything. Shoot, I'm loving it. And that C4 mat, that coil that came with it, chunk them suckers. Get rid of them. They ain't all that. They might last you a week. I put them in it, and no, it wasn't nothing near what I'm vaping in here. I'm gonna have to mail you some coils again and let you put those coils in this C4. And it's a 4-core .3 square wire Nichrome 80 with a 36 gauge outer wrap. I'll probably just do a Clapton for you instead of the Alien. I'll probably just do a Clapton and send you some of those coils. Scott, I'll send you some too. And you talk about the flavor and the restriction. It's just perfect, on point flavor. I love this one. I got another one ordered in the mail, and it's supposed to be coming soon. I got me a black one. Thank God. I love this RDA.
I love this Spruza.
You got the
There's
clicker
like
coming
a
with that too, don't you?
pump where you slide this glass up when it's empty. You just sit it on its side, slide the glass over, fill it up, slide the glass back down. No mess whatsoever. This is probably my favorite squonk right now.
Cool.
Till I get one of them top sides.
I heard that, man. I heard that. Well, y'all want to maybe attempt to do a quick build? We've already been on for about an hour and 15 minutes. Y'all want to try to do a real quick build?
Yeah.
You guys have to. All my stuff's over there.
Okay. All right. I'm just gonna use let's see here.
Then on my pulse, I'm using the recurve.
See, that's the one I gotta wait till I got some money to order that. I got some
And
new flavorings coming in.
this one here I got at 55 watts, 20.27 ohm, 4.10 volts. It's a 2632 Nichrome 80 Clapton.
Oh yeah. How about a 26 gauge Nichrome 80 wire? Okay, 26 gauge. And you only want enough wire to make just one coil. You ain't got to make a big old long stick, you know, to start out with. So I'm gonna pull about maybe 1.5 feet, maybe 2 foot of wire, because I'm gonna twist it. All right. Now, when I got my wire, just like this, I take it, pull your finger on Nichrome 80, and it'll straighten out on Nichrome 80, just pulling it, just like this. It'll straighten out. But you ain't got to get perfectly straight. Then fold it over, get both your ends even. Right here, bend one way, bend one the other way. And then hold it just like this. All right. I put one leg in one of the little slots and one leg in the other slot. And then just tighten it up. Just like that. And you pull, put your thumb like this and pull on it and make sure that both wires are tight in that chuck. Okay? Just like that. Then I'm going to take, let me move these mods off the table here. Then you take your screwdriver, coil jig, whatever you want, and you just pull on it. Make sure both wires come down and they're, hold your elbow on your drill and just pull just like that to make sure you got a good thing. Now, I'm wanting to go clockwise. Now, when I do this, I'm put one finger over the other. I'm going to put a little pressure on it, not much. And you just start twisting away slow, and you'll feel the coil jig coming closer and being pulled in. See, it's being pulled in. You only want to go just tight enough. It'll either break at your chuck or at the other end, but most of the time it'll break at your chuck. Just go slow. If you start seeing it ripple up on itself and start to ripple, you've gone too far. So you got to stop. And I can see it. That's good enough. Now, before I let any of this tension off of this wire, you take your finger, put your arm on your drill, take your finger, come all the way down to the end, and then slowly let your thing untwist so you won't get your kinks to back up and mess up your twisted wire. Now you see that? Perfect twisted wire. Just let it keep going. You got a long way to go.
Yeah.
There you go. Looks good. Looks good. See, you can take pictures of it after you got it built, okay? See, that's a long strip. You can probably make 2 coils out of that. All right? Now, check this out. I'm going to use I'm using a 3mm bit, and it's got the 30 on this side. I'm going to use it on this. You just wrap it around one time, just like that. Then stick your coil thing on there, just like this. Push down, and then let it push it around. And you won't, well, we'll get a coil calculator out. I'm just going to wrap it a couple of times. And I can always pull off wraps, you know. And Nichrome 80's springy, so you got to go a little past. Then I flip it over the coil and put it on the other side. Take my wire like I did on that single wire and pull on it. Pull on both sides, and it'll pull that wire straight. And you're tightening it up as well around that 3mm bit. Yeah, there's some springy stuff. So you gotta twist it around a little bit tighter. Then I take it. Now let's see how many wraps I got. I got 1. Well, I'm gonna space it so I can count them even better. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wraps. I'm going to pull this wrap off. So I just take it and slowly just pull one wrap off. Just like that. Now hold your leg and pull the wire and straighten it up. Because it's real springy, Nichrome 80. One, two, 1, 2, 3, 6. All right, let me break out my vape tool. All right, on vape tool, I'm going to go into my coil builder. All right, I used a single coil. I'm gonna type in twisted. You see twisted's right over here, so I'm gonna type twisted. It's gonna ask me how many cores. I just used 2 cores, and it was Nichrome 80, so I changed that to Nichrome N80, and I used a 26 gauge wire and hit next. Now you scroll down, it'll show you got 2 26 gauges basically, and when you scroll down, it'll show you the 3mm bit, 3mm leg length, and at at 5 wraps, it's saying it's going to ohm out at about a 0.38, but I have 6 wraps on there. Calculate. See, that's going to bring it up to a 0.45 ohm build. So really, I'm going to back that down. Let's say 4 wraps on this one. 4 wraps would be a 0.31 ohm build for the Nichrome 80. Now, if you scroll down, based on 3.7 volts, you're only pulling 11.9 amps current. That's it. So it's good for your battery on that coil. Now, the power on wattage, it's suggesting at 3.7 volts, 44 watts. Now, if I adjust, I'm going to base this on a 3.5 volts per se, okay? All right, so at 3.5 volts, I'm pushing 11.3 amps and vaping at 39.4 watts, and probably would vape lower than that. And that's only 4 wraps, so I got to pull some of this wire off. So I'm going to look for the bad side that's not, you know, really purdy on there, and I'm going to pull some wraps off. So let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want 1 more off of there. Well, actually, a half, because I'm gonna put this in the Entheon, I think. And then pull your wires, get them straight across from each other. Just like that. And space them out. And just push it. And whenever you push it back in, you twist it and it'll be perfect wrap every single time. And you see I got the leg lengths going opposite direction because that's what kind of deck I'm putting it in. The Entheon's like the wasp deck, you know. Alright, now I'm going to take this off and I'm going to cut the long ends off of it because I don't need all that extra long length. And I like the space coil because it's easier on getting the hot spots out. It won't burn right straight through your cotton so quick. Ain't that right, Scott?
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll build on something and it'll freaking burn right through your cotton so daggone quick, and you don't even realize it. And you're vaping, and there's no cotton in the center because it done burnt your cotton clean in half, and you're just getting the juice from the outside of your wick. You know, when you use stainless steel or nichrome 80. So you got to be careful. And if you ramp it up too high, you know, it'll burn right through your cotton. So let me take this out. Pull that one out. And I usually wash my devices off before I build on them. I'll take them and go run them underneath some warm hot water. But for, you know, video's sake, I'm just gonna, you know, clean it out real good, get all the excess juice that was on the inside of it, you know, wipe it down real good, wipe the inside of your barrel off real good, get any old juice out of your barrel, you know. Now I'm gonna put my coil on, and this one is gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on top, 4 on bottom. Is what this one is. It's just a regular old twisted 26 gauge nichrome 80. Put the coil rod in there. Get it positioned pretty much where I want it. Pull on it on your legs. I got it right where I want it, so I'm going to tighten this end down. Just like that. I'm going to pull it over so I know I got plenty of room. All right, slide that other side in, and I fix that coil in a minute after I got both sides tightened down. All right, now I can adjust that coil and get it right where I want it. Now, the way I do that is I take my little rod out of there and push it over a little bit to get it right where I'm wanting it. Pull up just a little bit. All right, I think I got it pretty much where I want it.
Hippy, they're asking if you could zoom in the camera a little bit.
I haven't quite figured that one out. I got to get me a new camera, everybody. Once I get me a newer camera, I will be able to zoom in. This camera I got is just, I got it at a daggone yard sale, folks. $5. Can't beat that. You know, I'm a cheap bastard.
And I find the sales.
I heard that. See, when I go shopping, I call Scott up. Me and Scott, we talk, well, hell, what the hell? We got to try this. What about that? You know? All
Yeah,
right,
you
now
figure I got the C920 Pro. I only paid freaking $17 for it online.
Can y'all see that? Can y'all see that real good? Matt, Scott, and everybody in chat.
I can see it.
See how I got it?
Sub Vapes is saying he can't see what y'all are doing.
Yeah. It's because
Bigfoot's in the house.
What's up, Bigfoot? Bigfoot in the house. What's up, dog? Hell yeah. All right. Sorry it wasn't focused right there. I'm gonna go ahead and cut my leads. I'm gonna lift them. I'm gonna lift my leads up, just like this. See how I lifted them up? Wait a minute. It'll focus. See how I lifted them up? That way when I cut them, I'm cutting close to where the clamp is on the Entheon. Throw that in the trash. I always throw them little pieces in the trash because they'll be all over the floor. Alright. Now, let me get this back in my coil jig. My 3mm bit. Because I know I'm going to need it for wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Alright, make sure it's tightened down real good after I cut it. And it doesn't have to be perfect, you know. Even if you mess up, it's still going to be vapeable. Ain't that right, Scott?
Yeah.
Yeah, it ain't got to be perfect. Now, let's see what I ohmed out at. 0.4 ohm. So I'm going to bring my voltage down to like, if I want some colors, I'll do 3 volts just to start out with. To try to get
Vapes is wondering if you could do a full screen, Tony.
Okay, hold on, let's see here.
So that way there it's just on you.
Okay, how's this? Let me talk. Okay, how's that? Is that better? See how I got that?
Is that better, Sub Vapes?
Wait a minute, hold on, Scott. There you go, hold on.
Yeah, I had it just on you.
Okay, well, every time you talk, it'll change it back. All right, see how I got it positioned? You see? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on top, 4 on bottom, and it's ohming out 0.4 with a 3 volts. So that's 22.5 watts. Now, this is just to heat it up, okay? Just to heat it up. Once I heat it up, it's going to change that resistance, the ohm. So I'm going to strum it a little bit, and I'm just going to pulse it. I'm just going to pulse it a little bit. Let's see. See how it just started right in the center? Strum it. Actually, I might turn that sucker down a little bit because I want a little color in it. I'm going to go down to like 20 watts. You know what I'm talking about? 20 watts. 2.83 volts. Now I'm going to pulse it again. All right, now I'm going to take my coil rod and I'm going to stick it in there and I'm going to wiggle, wiggle, wiggle a little bit just to loosen up any strands that need to be loosened up. And it's pretty much right where I want it too.
What coil is that you're building, Tony? Bigfoot's asking.
It's a just a 26 gauge nichrome 80 twisted. That's all it is. 26 gauge nichrome 80 twisted. It'll show on the replay. See, now I'm just heating it up from the center, and it looks like it's, heating up right perfect. So I'm actually going to leave it alone just like that. I'm not going to fire it up anymore. You can see a few colors on it. Now, if I ramp it up all the way, it's going to turn like a baby blue on nichrome 80. Now, to let it cool off, I'm going to take it off, re-hit my button so it clears the ohm and everything on there. It was reading 0.4, remember that? But you hit your button to reset it. Let it cool off, because nichrome 80 and stainless steel, they will change on your resistance. If they get hot and you put it on their device, it's going to read different. And once it cools down, you hit it and it's going to ask you if you got a new coil, because that wire has cooled down and changed its resistance. Now, you can lock your resistance on some devices, and some you can't.
Hippy Bigfoot asks, why nichrome 80?
Well, nichrome 80, the reason why I'm using nichrome 80 in such a small cap, like this is a single coil, it's because it doesn't get hot as fast as stainless steel and Kanthal. It disperses the heat quicker. Nichrome 80 does. So you can build big builds in these little devices, single coils, and it keeps your heat down. Okay. Let me make sure everything is not touching, and I don't see no touching. Let's see what it ohmed out at now. 0.4.
Jane Dodd in the house.
What's up, Jane? What's up? All right, now I'm going to tighten up my wire again because I just heated it up. You want to make sure your wire contacts are good. Fire it up just one more time just to make sure here, you know, just to make sure. If it'll focus. Yeah. Yeah, it's heating up real nice. I'm going to get a better camera, everybody. But yeah, that's good. Now, let's see here. Wash your hands off before you. I got to be a wet cloth here. I'm washing my hands off with a wet paper towel to get any juice or anything off your hands. Normally, I'd go wash my hands before I mess with cotton. Ain't that the truth, Scott?
Yes.
Because
Bigfoot said he vapes at 30 watts, so it doesn't give him a heat issue.
there you go. There you go. Perfect, man. I'm gonna just grab the first thing I grab. This is that
With your cotton, no, any kind of oils on your hands or anything will give you an off flavor of your liquids and it won't taste right.
yeah, and you'll get that funky taste and break in. You wash your hands, it does all the difference. You won't have no break in on a lot of your cottons. Some of them, and some of them I don't use anymore. All right, this is just KB pad cotton. It was the first thing I grabbed. So I use that Cellu cotton. I love that Cellu cotton. There's no break in. Some people don't like it. I love it. So
I do too.
to each their own. It wicks and the capillary action wicks so nice on them.
I use that. I got Angora Rabbit. I got Texas Tough. I got cotton strings, and I still end up going back to it.
The Cellu cotton.
Yep.
Yeah. All
Then
right.
again, I got a box of freaking 2,000 feet of the freaking ship.
I heard that. All right, let me get it even. Now, here's the ancient Chinese secret, everybody. Y'all ain't supposed to know how I play with my wicks now.
Bigfoot said he scrubs like a doctor before wicking.
Oh, yeah. That's why I always have me a wet paper towel right here, too. I can wipe my hands off real good. That's all you
Yeah, I was
need.
watching a video the other day, too. Another guy was wicking like you are, and he actually rinsed his hands with rubbing alcohol and then bumped his fire button, lit his hands on fire. So
Woo!
don't do
that. Hell yeah.
There was a bunch of comments on that, and everybody's putting dumbass.
I actually noticed in the past too, just from putting builds in, that once you put your cotton in, it changes the ohms.
Exactly. Yeah. And you juice it up. That's what I'm talking about. Like right now, it was reading 0.46, but we're fixing to find out. Let's see. I'm going to put my mint marshmallow in this one because that turned out to be a really nice, smooth recipe. It's not bad at all. I've been letting it steep.
Sometimes it might raise it up 1 or 2 tenths, might raise it up 1 point. Sometimes it might drop it, depends on the wire you're using.
Yeah, mine was a 0.45 after I pulsed it and I wicked it up. Now it's a 0.41.
All right.
Michael Morris asks, how high of watts can you run Cellu cotton? I use Cellu cotton in 40 watt and less RBA or RDA.
Oh man, I've used that Cellu cotton all the way up to 100, I mean, 90,
We've
100
had it up to
watts.
130 watts on that one.
Yeah, man, that stuff wicks
I
so
actually
good.
sat here to one day because, like how they say with the Angora Rabbit, you can actually hold it till it ignites for 5 seconds or 10 seconds. You can blow it out. You don't have no burnt taste or nothing. I actually did that with the Cotton, and I didn't get no burnt taste either. You just want to make sure you get the 100% Cotton without the cotton itself. Otherwise, it pulls apart.
Hell yeah, you see this? It actually ohmed out at about a 0.46, but it'll break in, of course. Once it breaks in, give it like a day or 2 days to break in, and watch
Tommy
this.
Vapors in the house. I want to vape with Tommy. I run 18 gauge barbed wire with straight menthol at 200 watts.
There you go. Now we're talking.
That's what you call knocking your dick in the dirt.
What's up, Tommy? Hell yeah. See what I'm talking about? I'm vaping at that twisted coil came out to about a point. Well, if it'll focus. Hold on. Let's see here. Come on. Focus, daggone it.
Tommy, you'd like that rebirth. You can go back to all of us now, Tony, if you want.
Okay. There we go.
Tommy, I got the color you don't care for. I got the rainbow.
See how much cloud vapor, man? 30 watts. 3.7 volts on this one. 0.46 ohm. 0.4 ohm, 30 watts. There you go. See the cloud vapor you're getting from it? Just that little twisted wire. And it'll start popping in about a day. You'll feel it change. After you work it in and get that coil relaxed, it'll start changing. You'll be noticing a difference. And that coil right there will last you for 2 weeks to a month cleaning it properly. You know? And you don't have to build coils all the time. Just build enough for like one or a dual coil. Build enough for 2 coils. You know, for if you're using a dual dripper or tank or whatever. And I prefer not using some of your big builds. You got to on an RTA. You got to build accordingly to your deck. So you might have to use a 2.5 millimeter bit. It all depends on how much size you've got in an RTA. Now you also got to think an RTA is going to get hot because it's such a small confined area. So I recommend using stainless steel or nichrome 80 actually in a tank because it dissipates the heat quicker. And now
I'll be right
Canthal,
back. Wife's hollering.
okay, Scott, Canthal will get your RTA hot real quick if you're using trying to put a big build in there, in a small, see, like I'm a 22 miller guy. I love all the old school stuff, like my Griffins and, I got my Griffin 22. You know what I'm talking about? I love that daggone dripper, right? RTA. I got the daggone Amit 22. I got the Griffin 25 that you can't buy this version anymore. The deck is different on this one. They don't even sell it. The only way you can find that one is on eBay. And I love the flavor coming off of that one. But I stuck back to drippers and 22s. Well, this one is a 25, but it's a single coil. I love single coils because it's easier to work with, and the dual coil, and especially if you're new to vaping and new to building those clamp systems, I'd stay away from a clamp system if you're a new builder, because you've got to get both of those coils in the same spot. So you're using 2 screwdrivers to hold them, and it's a little harder, you know. So it's best to build a new beginner like on a velocity style deck, or like the Dead Rabbit's not bad. The Wasp,
Drop.
the Drop Solo, the Drop. I'm thinking about ordering me that Drop Dead, because you can adjust, only because you can adjust the airflow, you know, close it off, and you can spin the airflow to hit perfectly on the sides and underneath your coil. So no, that's the, what is that? The Dead Rabbit?
Drop dead.
Oh, the Drop Dead. Yeah, yeah. Uh, but I do have me another C4 coming for sure. I love that device. But shoot, this little twisted coil, man.
Yeah, I like this C4.
I like that
I'm glad you hyped
restriction.
it up so much for me.
Hey,
I would have never got it.
it's the build that you put in it that makes all the difference, and we'll get more in depth on bigger builds, you know, on the next episodes of the Juicy Crew and everything. The coily tool is really handy for that. Oh yeah, it sure is. Sure is. Too much empty space. Yeah, the drop itself. Now that's why I got the drop solo, because it's a single coil, and I mean I love that the way it hits, especially that 3-core fused Clapton Nichrome 80 cores with a stainless steel 34 gauge outer wrap. Oh yeah, it's hitting good. I need some juice on it. I've been vaping my through the rabbit hole like it's going out of style. I gotta make some more of again. I love playing with that recipe. It's just fun to play with your e-juices, you know. And once you find the right coil for that device, you just keep building that same coil, and you'll find your sweet spot, you know, the coil for the sweet spot for that device. And then you'll never have to worry about it again. Just build that coil, you got comfortable with it, and it's not hard, you know. Look, it only took us like 15 minutes to just do the whole twisted build and everything. You know, it's not hard at
Yeah.
all, people. It's real simple.
It's vaping good.
Hell yeah. Yeah. See, now the recurve it's got the honeycomb design, and that's why I like that C4. It's got the honeycomb design in it too. And the recurve has a little bit more airflow draw in it than the C4, but I kind of like that a little bit of restricted airflow. Because I can hit it slower, turn the wattage down. Like I'm at 0.26 on build. I'm vaping at 3.4 volts at 34 watts, and on 4-core square wire aliens in this one too. Clouds for days, man. Clouds for days. And I'm barely hitting it. I mean, barely. And flavor like crazy. Somebody's dancing in the background.
My daughter. I keep telling her to turn it down, and she keeps turning it back up.
Did you see the colored wasp at Fast Tick? There's a blue, green,
I'm
red,
back.
etc. Welcome back, Scott. Welcome back, man. Welcome back. Yeah, I saw those too, Michael Morris. Fast Tech. There's nothing wrong with Fast Tech at all, man. I tell you. Like the Entheon, it's from Fast Tech, and it vapes like a daggone champ. I can't afford to buy an authentic like the Hadley. I mean, there's a Hadley made by SKX, I think is what it is, ain't it, Scott?
Yeah.
Uh, it does it. I got to get that one. This is the one that didn't have the squawk pin in it from Fast Tech, the Hadley, and there ain't nothing wrong with that Hadley, man. Not a thing wrong with it. Like $10, I think, ain't it, Scott?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with that daggone Hadley at all, man. Nothing.
Wife said to tell you is hello.
Tell her I said hey too, Scott. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah, let's see here. For me. Open airflow. See, Bigfoot, you're right. It's like everybody has their own style of vaping and what they like to vape. Like some people like a lot of airflow and sucking in a big cloud. Other people, like me, I like that tighter draw. Scott, he likes his wide open airflows too sometimes. But whenever I started talking to him about, the little smaller drip tips, you buy hundreds of these real cheap. I mean, when you condense that whole, it makes
Well,
your flavor double.
well, you figure when I first started talking to you, I was using the Smart TVA Cloud Juice Sucker.
Hell yeah. Oh man, I try. It took me forever to get the family off of that daggone TFV8 and the big baby beast and all that. Man, you talk about some juice guzzlers. Woo!
Yeah, that was one of the first things I had when I first started vaping. That thing, man. Talk about chewing through some juice.
And Jane Dodd, my wife wanted to let you know that she loves the smell of your spaceman when I vape it. That's the one that actually tastes like the pecan fudge.
Hell yeah. And my wife liked that Mont Blanc smell. Hell yeah. That vanilla ice cream. Oh man. Oh, it's so freaking good. Mont Blanc, guys. Oh, she
That
really
was the one
did
with the
good.
meringue chunks, wasn't it?
Yeah, the meringue in it and everything. Yeah, you talk about that. I did a little quick review on that one. I got Whiplash review coming out from Jane Dodd. I'm gonna do that one. It's a green tea rhubarb type vape.
Oh, I
Whoo.
thought maybe you were going to say a whiplash review from your accident.
Well, no,
Oh yeah.
I told Frank that I was gonna give it to him, since I'd already opened it because I love the green teas. I never thought I'd like a green tea vape until I bought Flavora green tea and other tea vapes from different companies. Black tea, the red tea, chai tea, you name it, sweet tea. I've got so many different teas now, and they are real crisp, clean type vapes. And that Whiplash that I'm gonna do a review on this month. Uh, oh man, it blew my mind. That's some good stuff. I got 2 bottles of Shy Tots I'm gonna give away. I'm almost at that 1,000 subscribers. So tell your friends to subscribe. I'm get that 1,000 subscriber. I got a lot of stuff to give away, man. Some really, really nice stuff. And it's gonna be real simple and easy. And we'll probably do it on the Juicy Crew live show maybe or something, or I might do it on just one. I don't know what I'm gonna do on that giveaway, but I'll figure it out. Hippy Vapes, I made up a suggestion for a simple vanilla custard from you last week. Did some tweaks to suit. Oh yeah, hell yeah, sub vapes, hell yeah. So yeah, have fun, everybody. Don't let mixing stress you out. Don't be stressed to just like if you have your channel, putting out that recipe every week can be very stressful. You got to let those e-juices steep and know exactly what it tastes like before you really put out a video.
Yeah,
So
because you might taste it today, it might taste bad. 14 days from now, it could be the best juice you made. Then it could be the opposite. It could be the best juice you made today, but 7 days from now, it could be the worst tasting stuff you've ever tried.
yeah. And I've got like that order I had 30 new flavors come in, a lot of Vape Train, Flavora, the tobaccos. Oh man, I got some more tobaccos coming in. I'm really getting into the tobaccos now. But I got a lot of flavors and I had to pour them all out because I got a bad batch of nicotine. and it messed up every single one of my taste testing bottles. So I basically had to remix everything again. And, I'm having to
Well,
let it steep. And oh my word, that was a nightmare.
well, it didn't help when you got the second batch of nicotine and the bottle was leaking all over the outside of the bag.
Yeah, got sick for 7.5 freaking hours. Be careful, you new mixers out there. If you order nicotine, 100 milligram per milliliter PG, before you just reach your hand in the bag, from now on, I'm wearing gloves just to reach in the bag to get flavors of nicotine
Yeah.
because some of them bottles might bust and they'll be all over your peanuts that are in the bag. It's quality control at some companies. And I tell you what, I just reached my hand in there and showed Scott live on video. Me and him were talking,
Yeah, because
and
I said there was bubbles inside the bag,
and
but
I
it
got
ended up it was outside.
it was too late then. It was all
Yeah.
over me, and 7.5 hours I was sick, throwing up, just blood pressure sky high. Oh my word, it was terrible.
Look on the bright side. At least it wasn't the 500 milligram you got the first time.
Yeah, and another thing too. Just wear them gloves. If you're new to mixing, wear them gloves. I'm telling you, that sickness, I don't wish that on nobody. But it's gonna take me forever just to taste test, and I got like 15 more flavorings, and I had to order some PG. I already got nicotine, so I'm good on that. VG. But yeah, that's more that I just got to taste test, and it takes me a while to taste test. I'll mix them up and I'll let them steep for at least 2 weeks. And some of them that I know, like a lot of Innuera flavorings, you gotta let some of them steep for a month even.
Yeah.
So I've got to taste test a lot, single taste testing. I found one from that SA that I'm going to use and come up with a recipe when I review the citron meringue from Salou Baron. I've got a recipe I'm working on that's going to blow everybody away. It's tasting really good, but I know it needs steep time.
You're still doing your speed steep?
Yes, yes, yes. Speed steeping, everybody. Glass bottles only. Do not speed steep in plastic bottles. It will eat away the inside of your plastic bottles and it just messes with the plastic and it's not good. Okay. So only speed steep in. Me and Scott use big old pint jars, glass pint jars for canning and speed steep. And don't ever let the water go above that high over the bottle because water will get all up in your cap. Water will find a way. Ain't that right, Scott?
Yeah, it does.
Now, if you can't afford an ultrasonic cleaner, Scott's got an ultrasonic cleaner, which are awesome, but I can't afford one. So I just use my Keurig or if I'm making big jars, I'll bring a pot of water almost up. You see the bubbles on the bottom of the pan before boiling. Take it off. Heat up your glass jar underneath your faucet of water to get the jar hot, as hot as you can under the tap. Then stick it in your warm water bath or your hot water bath for like 30 minutes and then it's shook up real good. Then you set it to the side and wait until all the bubbles disappear and shake it up again. And you talk about the smoothest, cleaner vape. That's why I stress glass bottles. Definitely.
Bigfoot says he don't speed steep. I am patient.
Speed steep actually will change. You'll notice if you buy Balt e-juice, it's like a greasy, more smoother feel when you're vaping on it. That's why theirs tastes like that because they're heating their juice up to speed steep it before they ship it out to you in big batches. But when you're at home, and if you just mix up in a bottle and mix it with this and then taste it right away, yeah, it tastes okay. It's nothing wrong with that at all. But when you speed steep it stretches that VGPG and blends those flavors so well and just relaxes it and makes it a much cleaner, smoother vape. It really, really does.
Southern Vapor. I put mine in a dark, cool room.
Oh yeah. So Chrono, did we help you out a little bit today?
Yeah, learn how to make a twisted wire.
Oh yeah. And the more you practice, the better you're gonna get.
And the thing with them twisted wires too, you could if you want to, you could use a piece of your stainless steel and a piece of nichrome. Now, when you get your colors, you'll get different colors because each wire heats at a different temperature.
Yeah, and also too, you can put the parallel in it. You can have your twisted wire, you know, and then put like a stainless steel in between each one of the twist of your twisted wire, and have them on the inside, and the stainless steel single wire, and that stainless steel will ramp up faster than that nichrome, and you'll see just small little things like that. And we'll get more in depth on the next show on doing a little bit bigger builds. Like I want to teach you how to do a twisted helix, a simple twisted helix wire. And
Okay.
the build on that one, I don't use the swivels at all on a twisted helix. I don't even use the what do you call them? Swivels. Yeah.
Bigfoot complimented you. He said that explains why commercial juice sucks. Mike, Michael Morris, he says that doesn't seem to degrade the nicotine at Hippy Vapes. And then Jeff Lawson, he says, before I got an ultrasonic, I used a mini crock pot.
Okay. One thing I do, Michael Morris, when I speed steep, there's no nicotine in it whatsoever.
Now, put that in after it cools down.
Right. So you mix it with no nicotine. And then after you've heat treated it and you take it out of your water and you let it cool off room temperature in a glass bottle or jar, that's when you add your nicotine and mix it up real good again. That way, and make sure you mix it up real good, because if you don't, you'll get hot spots. And shake your bottles before, if you've just mixed something, shake them bottles up real good before you fill up whatever you're doing every single time. Shake them up or you'll get nicotine hot spots. But
Kevin
no.
Smith, I've done crock pot and ultrasonic, but I went to mixing large batches and putting them in a cabinet for 2 weeks to 2 months.
Oh yeah.
I can tell the difference.
Mm-hmm. Like Scott, I think you had my peach addiction recipe sitting up there for a year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And that stuff was still good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Ooh, yeah. That sucker's hitting so dang good. You get that empty on what we just built on again. See, it's starting to pop already. Just that twisted 26 Nikon 80.
Like wine and cheese, the longer it sets, the better it gets.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on some juice. They're good for, you can let them steep for a month, they're good, but then that second month, sometimes they're bad. They loses flavor. Ain't so much goes bad. Some flavors just dwindle out.
Yeah, and a lot of your Balt e-juices have so much sweetener in them. It's just crazy. But I tell you what, that Shotots, it's not sweet like you would think, like other Balt e-juices. That Shotots is really nice. It's not too sweet. It's not a cold gunker. I'm loving it.
If Lawson put in there, true, Kevin, especially with custards and bakeries. They got a set.
Hell yeah. Man, that's vaping good. What you vaping on right now? What juice, Matt?
My chocolate milk thing that I called it. Chocolate milk thing.
There you go. What juice you vaping on, Scott, again?
I'm switching between three of them. I actually got my unicorn milk that I make in the rebirth. On my cricket, I got the Dory liquids, pure peach.
Oh, that's the
Then,
one I want. I want some of that damn pure peach.
then on my recurve, I'm actually vaping Jane Dodd Spaceman.
Oh yeah. I'm vaping on
And then on my BTFC, I got the Sinful Apple Roll from Adore Liquid also.
hell yeah. All I have is two Adore e-liquid uh flavors. I haven't gotten around to getting too many of them yet. I'm trying to. Gonna get me some. Just money. Just hey, I'm on a fixed income. It's kind of tight sometimes. Y'all know how it is. Uh,
At Morris, I find TPA Raspberry Sweet goes waxy after a few months.
yeah.
And
Well, it all depends on what percentage you're using on that sweet raspberry from TPA. Also, I've got that one. If you use it like around 5% for a single flavor, it's not bad. But it needs steep, and it will have a funny taste. That was you can mix it with a lot of other flavorings too. It's very versatile. It's just you got to watch the percentage. That's it. Once you find that percentage that you like, then if you're getting that waxy taste, lower the percentage down a little bit and try it a little lower, and see if that helps. That might help. There you go, 2% and up. Yeah. Right now I'm vaping on a bunch of different devices. Like I said, in this one, I've got the 3-core Alien Nichrome with the stainless steel. I'm vaping on this.
Kevin Kevin Smith,
Oh,
Fiddle Vapes is a man after my own heart. I have at least 6 different flavors and mods scattered throughout my house. Oh yeah, and I also got Ripe Vapes VCT. That's another one I'm vaping on.
yeah. See what I do in my little glass cap. Oh, that's because I needed to put some on there. Some of this citron meringue, man, by Salou Baron. Ooh, I got a nice recipe with this one. So I'm vaping it,
Michael,
still taste testing on it, and working on that
Michael
recipe.
Morris, I'm a pepper taster, and you get different flavors and chemicals from lots of stuff. Well, that's like me, Michael. I get a lot of different tastes from stuff too. That's like Flavora's Alpine Strawberry. To me, I get a faint tobacco note in the background. I don't know if anybody else does, but I do. Don't know why.
Oh, and Michael Morris, Hippy has all of our ELR links in below this video, like below the stream. He has links to our channels and our ELRs.
Oh yeah, definitely check out all everybody's ELR because like I put out recipes that don't even do a video even, and so does Scott and Krono. Sometimes they'll just put out a recipe and not do a video. So just keep in touch with ELR, and if y'all got any questions, Hippy Vapes group on Facebook. There's a lot of good members in there, a lot of other good groups. I mean, Daytime Frank rocks, man. Watch his show. Uh, like another thing too, if you want the coil building, I started out watching in the old school. That's what got me into mixing. I coil builded first because the coils would cost me so daggone much. Like $5 a pop for them pre-built coils and stuff. I couldn't afford that, so I started looking up wires. I saw uh, Twisted Messes, Homeboy Josh, Squid Dude, man, all them old coal builders. Nick Devine, I love watching his show. Then I ran into Black Cat Whiteface. Oh my word, that got me into building the 4-core square wire aliens. But yeah, do your research, look and watch coal builders because each one of them have their own little tricks of the trade and techniques that they use. It's all about the research and just practicing. And we'll talk about little tricks on our next video about like the little clothespins, the little jig I made. Remember that one? That was funny as hell. The beat-alongs, like I say. A lot more coming up and more better coal building coming up. So
Michael Morris says he gets straight up dirt from Flavor Art Juicy Strawberry. Takes over for mixing for him.
what are you mixing it with? Because juicy strawberry, I love that at like
Oh yeah.
1.5% to 2% in a mix. If you got a lot of custards, creams, and cheesecakes, like that through the rabbit hole, I used it in it. And it dropped that strawberry paired with the sweet strawberry from Capella. And I think I used another strawberry, and I think I used 3 strawberries, and it just like, I used strawberry ripe at like 1.75% for the creaminess, and it just blended out so perfect. So it's just a percentage. Just play around with it. It's a good flavor.
Jeff Lawson made a mix, and at a month it was good. Second month tasted like cough syrup. Give it away to our one friend that vapes anything on a TFV8. LOL.
Yeah, some mixes will do that. That's for dang sure. That's just what ingredients and what flavoring you're trying to pair. Some flavors just don't pair well together. And if you got a good coal in there, you know, taste test it. Taste test it. Just taste testing it constantly. Well, I think we've been on here for two
It's almost
hours.
2 hours.
Yeah, man, this one went
Same
long.
here,
But next show we'll have better stuff. We'll get in more depth in Coil Build 101. We'll start talking Ohm's law a little bit and where you can buy stuff and all
Yeah.
that, and the different gauges of wires. So stay tuned to the Juicy Crew every Tuesday at 12 o'clock Eastern Time, lunchtime, 11 o'clock Central. Uh, Sub to Simple Vapes on YouTube and on ELR. Subscribe to Krono Vapes on YouTube and ELR right below, and watch sub to all these other mixers and watch how they're mixing. You'll know you'll look at a recipe and you can tell if you know your flavorings, you'll tell if it's going to be a good recipe or not. Right? Once you've been into mixing for a long time. And it's just patience, patience. Keep it nice, sweet, simple, and you can't go wrong.
Michael Morris says, thanks for the great show, guys. And then he put learned a lot.
Cool,
That's what
cool.
we're here for. We're glad we're able to teach something.
Show enough, man. Show enough. As long as we can help anybody out and show them that it's not that hard and it's easy, you know. Everybody will get the hang of it. Ain't nothing to it, man. Get them peace, love, and harmony vibes. You know what I'm talking about?
yeah.
It's relaxing to me. Building coils is so relaxing. But, well, anyway, y'all have a good one. Go ahead, Scott. My
It's
bad.
relaxing unless it won't go the way you want it to.
Yeah.
Especially if you're trying to do a alien for the first time. Huh, Krono?
Yeah.
Hey, them spool timers help out quick for fused Claptons and Claptons, don't it?
Well,
yeah.
That's the thing of it. You could build even a regular, just single fuse Clapton, or even just a plain Clapton. You could build it over and over for a week straight.
Yeah.
Then the next day you can't build it where it's shit to save your life. You might just have an off day. If you get up, walk away from it, come back, and then boom, you'll nail it.
Well, Ohm's
Kathy Wood, I need Ohm's law for dummies.
This is all I got out of that whole strand of alien that I was trying to make. 3 wraps. That's all that was good.
That should be a 0.03.
You're gonna get there, Chrono. Trust me. Me and Scott, we're gonna get you on the right track, man. We're gonna
I
get.
just don't suggest using that in a series.
Hell no.
I'm
Hell
probably
no.
never going to use it. I'm just keeping it for, you know, a memento.
Yeah.
My first attempt at an alien.
Hell yeah, man. Well, I hope everybody liked the show, and stay tuned. Like I said, everybody. And like we always say, man, peace, love, and harmony, everybody. And stay cool, man. Stay cool. Y'all have a good one. Say bye, everybody.
Bye.
See y'all later. Hell yeah.